So I don't really pay attention to NHL, but as soon as the Pittsburgh Penguins defeated the Ottawa Senators, they caught my attention. So I don't see the Nashville Predators winning it this year. Okay, they traded for a guy called PK Subban, and there's no way they're winning because PK Subban, the only reason they got him is for the NHL Finals, and that's it. The NHL Finals is going to be a Freemasonic race ritual, okay? So, when we look at the Penguins logo, of course that it's a penguin, which goes back to the black and white duality that we see in Freemasonry. You see the floors right here, black and white, George Washington wearing the Freemasonic apron. It's prevalent throughout all of Freemasonry. Okay? You see? Okay? And of course, behind the Penguins logo is an upside down pyramid. But I'm going to basically break this down. I just need to make this point. So, the first owner of the Pittsburgh Penguins, Jack McGregor, which is very interesting because we're about to see Conor McGregor versus Floyd Mayweather. Mayweather versus McGregor, that's your MM coded 33. Put that sideways, that's 33. Both of the M's, 33. Okay? So we're going to see a black versus white, psyop, race psyop, okay? And we recently had LeBron James, they supposedly put a racial slur on his on his house, vandalized his house down in Los Angeles. So let's look into this guy. Yale University, which of course that goes back to Skull and Bones. See, look. He studied at various universities and received his BS degree, or BS, whatever that means, from Yale University, where he was a member of the Skull and Bones. Okay? I already exposed this. And of course the Mets owner was a Skull and Bones Secret Society member as well. Let's not forget about that. So of course this dude, this is going to be a tribute to the 322 Skull and Bones man. Okay? So I don't think they put that Penguins logo for no reason, because the dude who found the team is a Skull and Bones member. That Game 7 to the birthday of the Penguins owner, the current owner, is 3 months and 22 days, which goes back to your Skull and Bones, okay? So this is going to be a tribute. We just had the 322 attack down in United Kingdom. If it goes to Game 7, that will be really interesting as well. And that's going to be my prediction, I guess. It's going to 7. That's just going to be my prediction. Of course, predicting, because last year in the NBA Finals I said it would end in 6. Of course, that wasn't the case, because predicting the amount of games that it's going to is a little, it's I guess a little more difficult, okay? All right. So when we look at, let's actually look, if it does go to a Game 7, let's see, we had the Penguins. They won in 5 games. Okay, they won in 5 games. Here they won 7. 7. Could this end in 7, which is on Donald Trump's birthday? Just very interesting. And, you know, when you look at that number 5,777, you know, I don't think this is a coincidence. Because in the Hebrew calendar, it's the 5,777th year. So, you know, that's just really interesting on that note. And of course, when you look into Donald Trump, you can put his date of birth to the inauguration day. That's a span of 70 years, 7 months, and 7 days. So that's your 777 code, which goes back to Aleister Crowley. Okay? You see right here, Aleister Crowley, the 777 code, and they love this code. This is one of their favorite codes because when you look at Aleister Crowley, they worship Aleister Crowley as a god, okay? They worship him as a god. Just like Anton LaVey, who wrote the Satanic Bible. But even Anton LaVey, I believe he was a Freemason because they let him go on television. And most of television is run by the Zionist Jewish media. The Zionist Jews. They run the television. The television. Okay? And he created, or he basically wrote the Satanic Bible in 1969. There's your 666 in the same year that they supposedly went to the moon. Actually, wait a minute, they didn't go to the moon because that's complete garbage. Anybody telling you that NASA can go to the moon or that the elites can go to the moon but they're not telling us, that's complete garbage, okay? Complete garbage. Okay, so Anton LaVey, you know, he created the satanic religion. Aleister Crowley, he was a satanic, Luciferian, Freemasonic devil worship. Okay? And also, I could actually break this down, you know, and that's, I'm just saying this, that's possibly why it could go to 7 games, okay? And that also ties into, let me see, where do we get here? That ties into Flag Day. Okay? Okay, as you can see here, Flag Day happened 1777. Okay? And of course, on June 14th, 1937, Pennsylvania became the first U.S. state to celebrate Flag Day as a state holiday. Okay? So Pennsylvania, you know, Pittsburgh Penguins. Pennsylvania, named after William Penn, a Freemason. I'm assuming he was a Freemason. Okay? Pennsylvania, Philadelphia, where they keep the Declaration of Independence in Independence Hall. Okay? But when you look at that name, Pittsburgh, it's named after William Pitts. William Pitts. Pittsburgh, okay? So, let's just look at this. Okay? And of course, this ties into PK, where's that dude? Okay, PK Subban, William Pitt. Let's see. Let me see if I can find it. Pitt is known as a wartime political leader of Britain in the 7 Years' War. Okay? Which is otherwise known as the French and Indian War. Okay? So essentially, this is the battle of Great Britain and France. Great Britain versus France and the Native American Indians. Okay? So, of course, Great Britain is going to prevail. Okay? The 7 Years' War. And, when we look at the word Tennessee, the Nashville, Tennessee Predators, Tennessee goes back to the Cherokee Indians because the Cherokee Indians had a town named Tennessee, so they actually took that and made it Tennessee. Okay? So that's named after the Cherokee Indians. And when you look at the Nashville seal, of course, you see a Native American Indian, okay, holding a skull with the eagle flying down, swooping down, and destroying the Native American people like they have. And these people talking about, oh, there's no New World Order agenda, they've already exterminated the Native American Indians. It's so sad that I've never actually seen a Native American man in person or woman. Okay? Of course, don't get me wrong. I mean, some of the Native Americans, the original, I guess the first Native Americans, let me say that, they were so-called black people, okay? I don't really like using that term black, but I'll just say colored or melanated, whatever you want. So this is just a representation of the eagle coming down and just destroying the Native American people. Okay? So there's that connection. Okay? And of course, we had the Cleveland Indians. Okay, they went down against the Chicago Cubs. Before the Chicago Cubs won the World Series, they made a mention on how baseball is a predominantly white, quote-unquote, white sport. Okay? Of course, Chicago Cubs, that actually goes back to, quote-unquote, white people, okay? That's a representation of, the United States, which is built and founded on white supremacy, okay? Then we had what? Yeah, and the Atlanta Braves logo, that's also another Native American logo, okay? So here, well, we got the Falcons, okay? And the Falcons just go back to the Falcons in Egypt, ancient Kemet, okay? I misspelled that, okay? In ancient Kemet, they just loved the falcon, okay? So this is why, because, this is, of course, spiritual Egypt. Okay, so here's the falcon in Egypt. That's and of course, there were melanated or so-called colored people in Egypt. Okay? And the New England Patriots, what is that? What is that? Patriots representing the revolutionaries who founded America. Of course, with the help of melanated people. Let's not forget about that, but Patriots is not another white team, okay? And I say white because people are used to that terminology. But you know, even people in the truther community, they don't even know that they're not even white, because they're not the color of this paper right here. They're actually, you know, pink, or you know, red, or whatever you want to call it. But I'm not going to digress into that point. Let's just get back to what I was saying. So essentially, Nashville is going down against William Pitt of Great Britain and William Penn from Pennsylvania. Okay? So, of course, just last game, we just had number 71 fight against PK Subban. Okay? Which is not a coincidence. That's just basically the Freemasons. They set that whole thing up against number 71. Number 71, which is really significant because when we look at that number 71, Donald Trump is going to be turning 71 on Game 7, if it goes to a Game 7. But you know, this is basically my prediction. Penguins, they're going to beat up on the Predators, man. Or you know, Hillary Clinton, as she likes to say, the Super Predators. Unbelievable. Anyways, peace out.